Okay, here we are with Jared, and this is part 2 of our interview. At this point, anything and everything that could have gone wrong on the boat broke down, breakdowns, 12 miles out of Haiti, and what was it? The steering had let go.
The steering let go, yeah.
And you were under, and time was of the essence because the new government was taking over, and whereas before you could, the first trip that you had made down there in your relief efforts, you got down there, dumped off all your supplies to help the people. This time around, we're gonna see how it goes this time.
Yeah. We break the steering, and 12 miles from port, we can see it. It's right there. After everything we had been through, you know, we were kind of starting to celebrate a little bit. So, you know, we finally made it. Here we are. We're gonna go home soon. Steering broke. We couldn't get to Haiti. We couldn't turn the boat into port. So we fixed it well enough where we could drive straight, and the wind happened to take us to Jamaica. Pulled into Port Antonio and spent 11 days repairing the steering. We were able to get underway after 11 days and go right into Carrefour, Haiti, which is kind of a province of Port-au-Prince. Inbound, we had a few small boats approach us in the middle of the night and had some pretty scary situations where we had to shake some people off our tails. Saw some other pretty awful things in the water as we were heading in, and finally we
like what? This is the internet. It's not.
We had a body go by.
Oh, what was the crew? Any kind of response to that? Or they?
No, not
they kind
really.
of figured that was
not really. They were just kind of like, hey, I think that's a body. You're like, yeah, that's a body for sure.
Terrible.
I don't think it had hit anyone yet as to where we were going.
Yeah.
But we got in. Kind of a little bit of a hero's welcome from another American ship that was there. They were psyched to see some other Americans doing the same thing. 4 hours later, we had the Haitian Coast Guard aboard, armed, demanding that I take the boat off the dock we were on and go into seizure into Port-au-Prince. So I made some calls to the U.S. Embassy, U.S. Coast Guard, got their permission to comply with the Haitian government, and followed the Coast Guard into a port where they then secured us with armed guards until further notice. At this point, we were running low on fresh water, running low on food, running low on time. I had to have the boat back in the States within 2 days. We found out the other Americans had been there 30 days plus, so we were a little worried.
So it's basically what this amounts to. It's a shakedown.
Total shakedown.
Yeah. Total
shakedown. Eventually we clear. We get to go back to our other dock. The next day we get hit by a microburst, 60-mile-an-hour winds, break our dock lines, send us out to sea. We managed to recover from that, come back in, borrow some dock lines from the other ship, tie back up. The next day we wake up, we start getting ready to offload yet again, and we get hit by a 4.7 magnitude earthquake. We were standing on the dock, kind of feeling it, and you could hear the whole city of Port-au-Prince scream in unison. It was pretty eerie.
Wow.
That day I actually was forced to go into the city to file some paperwork and got a tour of the damage, and that'll change me forever what I saw there.
Horrific.
Absolutely horrific. It's you can't even put it in words. I don't know how people are going there for months at a time to do this work. It's just it's horrific. Yeah. Absolutely terrible.
So from that point on, so now you did your papers, and is the crew has the stuff on the deck, or it's still on the boat?
It's still on the deck of the boat. It had been there since before we got blown off the dock, so everything was pretty well saturated. Keep in mind, a lot of this was hospital equipment, so it was packaged inside the boxes, so it was relatively safe. The rice had plastic inside the paper, so again, that was relatively safe. Customs came down with their manifest list and actually started going through each of the boxes and saying, this is illegal to bring in, and throwing it in their car. And it was basically water purifiers, seeds, food, medicines, things like that. So we were able to kind of keep some of it back, let them take the majority of it, and once they got their fill and they left, we were able to bring in the orphanage that I was actually really trying to help out, get them all their particulars, water purifiers and things like that. And we were pretty happy about that. On their way out, Customs had been waiting, grabbed their truck and took all their water purifiers.
Oh, God.
And
Unbelievable.
and it's tough because that's going to go right on the black market.
Yeah.
Not going to help anybody, but I'd say 70% of what we brought went to the right place. The epic continues right now with our supplies that we brought down. The government tried to seize it after the ship left. We had to get other organizations involved that had nothing to do with the trip at all. So some of the groups that we initially worked for never even got their stuff, but it went to other groups,
Yeah.
just not.
Right.
So
Unbelievable.
it was tough. It was a tough one to swallow, but you know we were successful. We got in, we got out.
Yeah.
We inspired a lot of people back home. We had a lot of people following us on the web. Every day I'd update with satellite phone, and we had a nice map that showed each stop.
Oh, cool. Is there a website for the boat?
Yeah, if you go to libertyschooner.com, that logs the mission of the Halie Matthew. Halie and Matthew didn't put it on their website, so it's on the schoonerliberty.com sail blog.
Okay.
You can read, you can read about all the accounts, things I haven't even mentioned today.
Oh, it's fantastic.
But,
We'll definitely link to that. All right, Jared. Anything you want to follow up with?
It's good to be back in Gloucester. I wanted to move here years ago. Didn't work out. I ended up in New York City, and every year I try and come back.
Well, hopefully the
So-
boat will be back for the Mayor's Cup.
We will be here.
And
We will
and
be here.
you said this off camera, but I'm going to put you on the spot. You basically said that if this boat comes for the Mayor's Cup, hands down, you're gonna kick everybody's ass. That's basically what you just said.
I
Right?
didn't say that. I said we were fast. We
You
were
said you
fast,
were
and
real
watch out.
fast. You said watch out. All right. Thanks, Jared.
Cool.